Now we learn about the for loops. Okay, before studying the for loops, we introduce the some graph there. In for loop, we check we first initialization of the variables, then we put a condition here. As you can see from a flow diagram of the for loop, we put our initialization of the variable first and put the conditions. If the condition is true, then the system goes to the loop of body and then increment of 1 and then go again to the initialization. If false, then it automatically go to the last setup. Okay, sometimes we want to loop through a set of things such a list of the words, the lines, files, or a list of the numbers. When we have a list of the things to loop through, we can construct a definite loop using a for. The syntax of the definite for loop is this. First of all, initialization of the variables as in the flow diagrams, like in this. And for the seconds, put for and the condition here and print happy new year to the variable that we expression in here. Okay, let's do a practical example on the for loop on the Python. Okay, this is our lecture on the for loop. In my last lecture, I told you that what is the for loop and how the for loop is working. But in here we do a one practical example that we have a variable of s is which is holding the value like okay, the variable s which is holding the value like if I say that like Ali and like SZ and like Kumo, which is my best friend. Okay. Oh, this is our the initialization of the for the for loop. And now I'll write a command like the for the names in variable s. This is colon slightly back here. If I want to print that happy new year's to all of the names which is holding in s variable, so I write there like happy new year to my besties, to my like buddies, put like yeah, and the name and the name, sorry, name. Okay, let's run this program. Then you can see that first the system check the for this is for the Ali, and in second iteration it print the name SZ, and for the third iteration it printed the like Umar, and the print message like happy new year to my all buddies like SZ like Umar, like this is the for loop. In the for loop there is the very important thing that first the initialization of the variable is very important, otherwise it can never be working. Thank you for now. Okay, now next lecture is on infinite loops. Basically, we know that the loop which can be ended is called the definite loop. But if the loops is not stop, the loop called the infinite loop. Okay, the loop is obviously an infinite loop because the logical expression on the while statement is simply the logical constant. Okay, we know this is the flow diagram. If we use the while loop, this is the conditions. If the condition is true, then the system will check the body of the while loop and do increment and then go to again for the conditions until the battery of your laptop can never end. This repeat for multi-time, like thousand or million times. This process can be carried on until we not stop this process. This is our if n is equal to 10 while by using the while loop system. If the condition is true, print 10 like this, decrement of 1, print done. Then if we can use then you can see that on the Python that the system automatically goes to the infinite loop until we never not use the command break. When we use the command break, the systems break and the infinite loop called the definite loops. Okay, let's check this on our Pythons by example. Okay, this is the lecture on the infinite loop. In infinite loop, we also discussed like while loop. First of all, for initialization, and we put while. And in my last lecture, I told that if we put the condition as true here, and not put any condition like n is greater than 10 or 16, if we want to write this like true, and I want to like print of n, they want the decrement like -1. Okay, let's run this program. Then you can see that the system goes to the infinite loop. You can see that here the system can never be stopped till the entry of your system is slow and finished. This is called the infinite loop. And to this, we just write the break here and stop and run. Then you can see that the system stop and give a finite loop, not an infinite loop. Okay, if we put like n is greater than 6, if I again like this and not use the break here, let's run this, then this is also only tell me like the number 10, 9, 8 and 7 until the n is greater than 6. This is called the finite loop and infinite loop. That's all for next.